Good afternoon, friends. Sorry, we are delayed by 15 minutes. There has been some technical glitch, and we're trying to again. When we get the things done by AI, there are problems. So I apologize sincerely for being late by 15 minutes. Any which ways, I'm Ivan Chubani, and you're watching the hashtag DLG plus 2 dispatch, the kind of dose of the news of the day. So let's see what's happening today in the news. And I mean, let's begin with markets basically. So what's happening in the market space? So if we see the things in the market space, the markets in India, largely, let me just go through the detailing. So we'll get a fair idea as to what is really happening over here. Markets have not been much encouraging today. That's what I learned from the way I scan the data. And here we go. Here we go. So I share the screen with you, and what we see over here is that I'm trying to share the screen with you. Unfortunately, I'm not able to share the screen. So I'll take this screen now. Here we go. I share the, and here we are. So this is the scenario. Nifty has dipped by, there has been some major breakthrough, not some major breakthrough in Nifty. It is down by 0.39%. It's almost 0.3 as that's 0.4%, 95.80 points down. And Sensex has been almost minus 442.93 points down. That's 0.57%. The reasons for the performance are mainly the mixed Q1 earnings, basically the results from Axis Bank, HDFC, Reliance Industries, PSU banks. Disappointing private bank margins clash with a strong cash profit and other factors. Whereas in commodities, it's all about geopolitics. Brent crude price, which has gone $90 up, and technical levels are largely in favor of 24,400 and Sensex 77,545. Currency and bond market. Currency has almost crossed 96.42, that is INR versus dollar. And the key events for trading mainly are weekly options, expiry, volatility, SBI funds management, IPO listing, and global catalyst is mainly the Middle East tensions. The FII sell-offs remains primary catalyst and potentially crapping, I mean, basically the upside. So that is largely what we have been talking about. These are the market dynamics which are making the rounds. Let's take a look as to what's happening on other areas and other space. And here we go. If we take a look at the global indices are fairly in the same direction. It's a mixed cues basically. If you see the American pack, the European pack, the Asian pack, and the Indian indices. So it's a kind of mixed cues globally. That's what largely we see over here. And from this, it is very clear that the world is, in a kind of doldrums basically because of the West Asia 2.0 war, 2.0 conflict situation. And that's the reason we see that the markets are not to the mark. Tech thing is also not getting up basically. And in other areas, if you see, it's all about the Q1 earnings data, which will come in Q2 and how the markets will remain stable over there. Of course, the Fed commentary and how the Fed is now going to, balance the whole thing from here, keeping whether the interest rate stable or increasing or decreasing, whatever the scenario is. So let's take a look from here. We go to, from Fed, we go to, from the world markets, we go to, let's say we go to, here we are. And let me try to share some other screens also with you. So if I stop sharing this screen, let me see what it takes on the other end. Is it sharing? I think no, it's not sharing. No, it's not sharing. So yeah, we'll have to go with this only, and we'll have to share only. And here we go. So what's the news from the conflict zones? So the news from the conflict zones is largely about. The CJI protest has now been categorized as the conflict zone. Its protesters start marching towards the parliament, tear gas shells fired. That's the latest news which is coming in. Thousands joined Cockroach Janta Party march to parliament. Police fires tear gas, lathi charge, cuts the internet. This is what is happening in India. West Asia war live update. Iran guards US hit US military targets in Kuwait, and Iran attacks Bahrain, Kuwait, and Jordan after US hit the Iranian nuclear site. So these are the developments largely which are taking place in the West Asia war or the West Asia conflict zone. As far as Russia and Ukraine are concerned, Russia pounds Kyiv for 5 hours in missile attacks. And that's the news coming in from the world conflict zones. If we take a look at what's happening in the world, so let's take a look as to what's happening in the world, and the news from the world is what? Here we go. So the news from the world. And from the world and India desk, if we see, it's all about Cockroach Janta Party protesters marching to Delhi Parliament. Andy Burman takes over as UK's next prime minister. What can be expected next? And twin earthquakes strike Peru, killing at least 5. So cooperation matters between the UK and Scottish government ahead of the new PM. New PM. That's what is said in the statements. And a maturing approach, India-UK comprehensive economic and trade agreement. And these are the news largely from the world. So it's Peru, it's UK, it's India. That's the news happening in the world. I will take a call on what's happening in. We took the India and the world. Now we'll go as to what's happening in the business desk. So while we were, preparing this slides, the markets were on. So some data would be from the markets, but yes, it's mainly about the stock market live updates. The Ryanair profit hits. Jet fuel prices are clearly denting the profit of aviation. Fare cuts is one of the areas. Cost of living, the warnings have been issued by several economists. Energy bills are likely to rise. Wages are low. Nifty bank slide, basically oil prices surges. It has gone to $90 per barrel, and Welsh pubs are telecasting the World Cup, basically the FIFA World Cup, and that's where people are cheering up. IBM Research opens applications mainly in research areas, and industrial market fever, Fort Worth and car caves. This is happening in the Western world, and IT firms revisit campus hiring. So now they are going back for the campus hiring. So that AI buzz seems to be cooling now. Again, they are back on the campuses hiring the people. Let's see what's happening on other areas. Let's take a look as to what is the news which is coming from political desk. So if we see the political desk news, it's largely about, let me just adjust this slide so it becomes easy for you to view. So from the political desk, it's about the parliament protest. PM Modi has taken a jibe on Rahul Gandhi, a 56-year-old man, calling him a 56-year-old man while mentioning about the startup which launched the rockets, basically. So before the monsoon session begins, he has taken a dig on Rahul Gandhi. Parliament meet, there has been, amid the protest, Amit Shah has met Dharmendra Pradhan. So what has been told, we don't know. But this is the thing which is coming largely from the parliament. Monsoon session live, no let up in opposition protests. Adjournments, slogan engineering has been the part of today's process in parliament. Ram Temple, theft, basically, paper leaks, these have been the issues largely. Lok Sabha has been adjourned, Speaker Birla has appealed. And government to move a bill in Rajya Sabha to make insult of Vande. If anybody uses any language which is insulting Vande Mataram, then that is going to be a punishable offense. That's the bill which is going to be moved in Lok Sabha today. That is what we hear. So, you cannot insult Vande Bharat or the words, Vande Mataram, or sorry, not Vande Bharat, but Vande Mataram, or any words cannot be misused, or how it is being played. I think what all norms come out, that is something which we need to see. And Sonam Wangchuck has said there are 3 main conditions to end the hunger strike, and digital ID scheme. This is happening in the UK's parliament, so it's more about government to scrap the Stammer's digital ID scheme idea. So that's what is largely happening in the political desk from across the world. Let us take a call and let us take a look as to what is happening in other areas. In other areas, mainly when we see, it's about the legal desk. When we see the news from the legal desk, it's largely from the legal desk is largely Dimple Yadav marching with the CJI protest. She has been detained. CJI Parliament tear gas shells fired as protesters attempting to breach the barricades near Shastri Bhavan. Security intensified across Delhi. Gitan Liamago has filed an appeal against the Delhi to refusal of shifting Sonam Wangchuk to Medanta Hospital. And Abhijit Dipke has asked, the Cockroach Janata Party leader Abhijit Dipke has asked, stay here for the night. CJP's Abhijit calls for night-long vigil ahead of the Chalo Sansad march. And CJP protest Delhi Live, Abhijit Dipke picked up by police. That's what it is. And in other developments, Andrew and Tristan, these brothers have been arrested in Miami. They are kind of, they have the huge social media following fan, and I'll just go through some corner details which are hiding. They have been, Tate brothers, Andrew and Tristan Tate have been arrested in Miami. That's largely the news. Let's take a look as to what is happening in other areas, mainly from the entertainment and sports desk. If we take a look at the entertainment, I'll just have to fit the screen a little. So I'll just fit the screen a little in this. So what's there in the entertainment and sports desk? It's all about world FIFA, of course. The way Spain won, it's all about talking about the FIFA victory and how Messi, the best player ever, how Spain wins, how Argentina loses, key takeaways from the football. In the entertainment news, Ram Gopal Verma has said on Yami Gautam that he's more impressed by Yami's journey. That's what he's talking about. And cricket, India Lord's Tour folds basically. Gill on fitness, what has he, ideally spoken about it. And fans say that Salman Khan is looking a little sick. Latest appearance sparks a concern about it. And Durandar team, which has been behind the Article 370, which has won the National Film Award. And Odyssey box office spike, it has gone 30% spike. Box office collection has gone to almost 45 crores in India. So that's how it is. That's the news from the entertainment desk. And let's take a look at other developments. If we take a look at other developments, what's happening there? From the science and tech desk, if we see, the news is largely, I'll just adjust this slide again for the science and tech desk, and yeah, here we go. So the news is largely about the phones, Vivo X300 7200 mAh battery. Japanese drug maker Takeda's Odenga, which is there, kind of approved in India. Health science technology, AI alerted images on bird watching forums putting research at risk. A blood sugar spike level news is that iPhone 18 leaks releases basically. Dark cherry finish, that's what the huge battery. And Motorola 870 Max Cell, that's happening. Vivo S2 India launch is happening. Madhya Pradesh's Pichor granite, 2.5 billion years old. That has been significantly shown in the study. And pocket size AI powerful phone star a China ship. That's how it has happened. And Xiaomi expands its storage. So yeah, these are the news largely from the tech and entertainment. Tech and science space. To nano micrometer chip in iPhones that is making the news around. So this is largely the news from the tech space. And if we take a call on what's happening from the general news desk, perspective, if we see, I'll just expand this file so you can see it rightly. So what's happening from the general news desk perspective? So from the general news desk perspective, if we see, it's more about tear gas. Of course, it's all about, CGPA protests and everything. And curious creature on Marcos taught itself to poop on demand. Why? This is the news which is making around. Property focus, historic graded listed farmhouse in Bonneville, and ship on fire in Strait of Hormuz. 1 billion boost for Welsh farmers' future. CBSE Class 10 Second Board 2026 results have been declared. NET, UG, NTA warns against fake AI-generated OMR mark sheets. And Pradhan meets NEET 2026 air praises his achievement. That's what it is. And largely, today's NYT stands hints basically the answer. So yeah. And rapper Santi Sharma's YouTube channel removed after viral CJP controversy. So these are the news in general tone, basically, or the general news headlines, which you can call. Let's take a look as to what is happening in other space. Largely, when we see the general news getting over, we move to the Gujarat news. So what is the news from Gujarat? Okay, here we go. And after this, we have the final slide of weather. And after weather, we'll be calling this bulletin off. this particular session off. So in the Gujarat desk, if you see, it's more about investments, development, conservation, law and order, security, and other major news. So investments, Gujarat has topped into Niti Aayog investment, friendliness index. That's what it says. Along with Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat has topped the chart. 6 trillion rupees investment for data centers, 45 gigawatts of solar surge, renewable future. Those were the key highlights of that report. Harappan town redevelopment is shaping again. Life-size Harappan town coming soon. That's the news. Equally, Surat's Mandvi and Deers have been translocated. And in other major news, if you see, CJP protests in several cities of Gujarat. Farmer protests against the acquisition of land by the Adani Group. That is also in the news everywhere. And Amrit Bharat stations, 22 stations have been redeveloped. That's the news. And equally, the Gujarat rape and murder accused who had kidnapped the 4-year-old girl has now been killed in an encounter. And Jaish-e-Mohammed terror module has been foiled. Basically, some terrorists have been arrested. And that's the news which is being read most today in Gujarat, if you see. I'll just go through the detailing. Lions saw 31 captured, 7 declared. So, what was the scene? Gujarat, if you see, training was given to this JEM terror module in Jammu and Kashmir. Special bomb blast tests were given, bomb plots. They arrested with the links, basically. The links have been established with the Jaish links, basically. And so this is largely the news from Gujarat. And if we take a call on what's happening in other areas, that's finally the weather bulletin. If we take a call on weather, after weather, there is no news. So yeah, the weather bulletin is the last one. And here we go on the weather bulletin. So what is the weather desk saying today? So what's the news from the weather desk? It's all about heat wave in Europe, of course. Severe tornadoes in US, Alberta. Europe heat wave. It's global flood and rainfall chaos. It's largely about these areas. And so it's more about how the weather is panning. You can just see this across. And it's all about floods, predictions, rainfall, thunderstorms, cloudbursts across the world. So this is the weather update. This is the weather bulletin. We will now call this. I'll stop sharing over here. I'll come full scale back into the image. So this was largely the headlines across the spectrum. Conflict zones, world, India, legal, business, technology, science, health, weather, Gujarat, everything. We welcome your criticism, criticism, your creative suggestions, whatever it is. And do keep on watching us. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay sound. It's winter, so it's monsoon, so be alert while you are out. And please do take very good care of yourself. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for watching us.